Telepathy has long been thought impossible by those of a scientific background. And you know what? They were right to be skeptical. Confirmed instances of actual mind reading were a big fat zero until the year 2014. So let's find out where the breakthrough came and how you might be able to do it as we answer the question, can your mind be read? Starting with number 3, Autistic Savants. There are thousands of stories online about autists supposedly having the ability to read people's minds, and not just the minds of other autists, but everyone. So, is there any truth to these claims? The reality is that autism effects are scaled, but one of the most commonly shared effects of autism is severely reduced social interaction, with verbal and nonverbal communication both affected. But this aspect of autism may be hiding an ability that no one ever suspected: telepathy. It was previously believed that the mind-reading abilities of autistic savants were explainable. They were simply analyzing nonverbal signals given off by humans, like body language, for instance. Therefore, it was and still is accepted that those with autism are picking up on physical cues. However, according to Dr. Diane Powell, she has direct evidence to the contrary. In 2013, a 9-year-old Indian girl called Nandana was said to be able to read her mother's mind. In 2015, a 5-year-old American child, Ramses Sanguino, could reportedly do the same. Both of these children were analyzed by Dr. Powell. The doctor discovered that there is no working out involved. There's no analysis of a problem or a person. These thoughts simply pop into consciousness. In one moment, they seem unaware of you. The next, they know what you're thinking. So is this something all humans can do? Can we learn to filter out the noise and hit the right station like a radio searching through frequencies? And how would you go about doing this? Number 2. Cold reading computers. Cold reading is an age-old technique used by psychics to con old women out of their retirement funds. It involves the analysis of a person's appearance and movements, with their age, clothing, ethnicity, body language, and other features mined for useful information. This information is then processed by a cold reader, and they begin to ask their target questions that are seemingly unrelated to the answers they seek. But these questions have a purpose. They are used to glean further information from their subject, with this data coming together to form a more complete picture. It is at this point that the supposed psychic will start hitting you with a barrage of thoughts about your hopes, dreams, and dead relatives, anticipating at least one of them will be correct. When they stumble upon a right answer, they'll milk that avenue dry until you genuinely believe that the person you're talking to can read your mind. This method of reading someone is flawed, obviously, but it does have a solid base from which technology can improve. Cold reading uses data to make a prediction. If you add more data to this system, your predictions will become more accurate. And guess what, folks? We're living in the age of big data. And because of this, computer algorithms will soon be able to accurately read your mind. This is already happening to a degree, as anyone who's received an embarrassing pop-up advertisement for Butt Flusher 9000 will testify. Algorithms can predict what you want to buy online based on your previous habits, and they can make an educated guess about where you might be at any given time of day, according to your usual routine. But the scary part is, you just don't know how predictable you really are. According to a group of scientists from the Northeastern University Network, human behavior is 93% predictable. This was based on a sample of 50,000 people who were picked randomly from a pool of 10 million, with their cell phone info used to guess where they'd go, what they'd do, and who they'd meet. More than 9 times out of 10, the scientists knew where people would end up before they did. And what's even crazier is that this predictability percentage is getting higher all the time. As we create more data capturing and analysis techniques, we're able to find out more about ourselves and our habits. This improves our ability to predict, and this trend is expected to increase dramatically as we dive headfirst into the age of big data. Your fridge will know what you want to eat. Your phone will know what you want to read. Your thoughts will be anticipated by a hive mind connected to every electronic device in your home, because a data-backed algorithm is the best cold reader in the world. And if our next entry comes to pass, its accuracy will increase to 100%. And at number 1, hola, ciao. In 2014, 2 men sat 5,000 miles away from each other, had a telepathic conversation. This is not a false claim. There is no exaggeration here. This is a genuine occurrence which was monitored and verified by educated scientific minds. But they did kinda cheat using fancy hats. The participants were Dr. Michael Berg and Dr. Alejandro Riera, and their conversation, which consisted of a simple hola and ciao, was facilitated through the use of electroencephalograph technology shaped into skull caps and placed onto each of the 2 men's heads. These caps were hooked up to a series of computers. Then, when each man wanted to say something mentally, the electric pulses in his brain were picked up by the skull cap, turned into binary, and transmitted into the other person's cap. The cap apparently zapped the message into the occipital lobe of the recipient, and thus the conversation was complete. Both men understood the messages which were sent, and the world's first telepathic communication had officially taken place. This method was not without its problems, though, as it took the doctors half an hour to swap 2 words between them. But this experiment nevertheless demonstrates the immense potential of direct mind-reading technology, and they both believe this kind of device could have useful applications within the next 20 years. Mark Zuckerberg believes it could be sooner, as the Facebook chief announced in April 2017 that his company is working on mind-reading technology that would allow you to send messages via your smartphone directly from your brain. This may seem like something from the far future, but a member of Zuckerberg's team was directly quoted as saying, "It sounds possible, but it's closer than you think." Elon Musk made a similar announcement a month prior when he revealed his company Neuralink is developing a neural lace, a new method of installing computer chips into the human brain. So it seems that humanity is genuinely on the cusp of becoming a race of mind readers. But how will this affect us? What are the potential problems we face when everyone can read each other's thoughts? And will I ever be able to look at my best friend Steve in the eye again when he finds out what I've been thinking about his wife, his dog, his son, and his dog again? We're going to discuss this in our bonus video, The Ramifications of a Mind-Reading Society, which you can watch on our Patreon page at patreon.com/Strange Mysteries. For a $2 a month pledge, which you can cancel at any time, you'll get to watch this, and indeed all of our bonus content which goes deeper and darker into every topic than YouTube allows. If you don't want to donate, then it's cool, we still love you. And we'll continue to provide the best content we can under YouTube's restrictions. As you'll find out by watching our recent video, which asks if consciousness can be created.